Welcome to College Prep Confidential, empowering your student with the elite tools they need to get accepted to their dream university. Discover test-taking blueprints from Ivy League professionals, financial aid secrets to get more money for school, and mindset tips for a better college future. Now please welcome your host, Don Sevcik.
It's the College Prep Confidential podcast back for another week. I am Don Sevcik, your host, and this week you'll discover a powerful memory technique in episode 9 titled Optimize Your Memory Using This Invention by Napoleon Scientist. When my daughter turned 3, we had her watch a set of DVDs called Sight Words. Sight Words are educational videos to help younger kids learn. Now, the DVD shows the words on the screen and then repeats the words 3 times. Stella watched the Sight Words videos and did a decent job afterwards remembering the letters and the words. But when she turned 4, we switched up our tactics and we tried something different. We had her use a little tool invented by one of Napoleon's soldiers a long time ago. And after using this tool for just a few weeks, my daughter's recall of letters and words skyrocketed. And it's all based on the science of haptics, or touch. And what was this mysterious tool from over 225 years ago, which transformed my daughter's letter and word recall? It's a pencil. The modern pencil was invented in 1795 by Nicolas Jacques Conti, a scientist serving in the army of Napoleon Bonaparte. The magic material we used to record our thoughts was the form of pure carbon that we now call graphite. It was first discovered in Europe and Bavaria at the start of the 15th century, although the Aztecs had used it as a marker several hundred years earlier. Now, I'm telling you this for a reason which I'll get to in a moment. It's the pencil which helped my daughter's memory. She used worksheets where you take a pencil and you trace over the letters. And then after tracing over the letters, you write out the letters yourself. And as she did this for a few weeks, her letter and her word recall made significant leaps. Shortly after, she started writing out holiday and birthday cards, all from the power of memory. The memory increase is explained by the science called haptics. The hand and the brain have a powerful connection, and handwriting stimulates this connection. This should come as no surprise to any of us, knowing our deep history with writing. So important was writing to the Mesopotamians that, under the Assyrian king Ashurbanipal, over 30,000 clay tablet books were collected in the library of his capital at Nineveh. Ashurbanipal was hoping to preserve the heritage, culture, and history of the region, and understood clearly the importance of the written word in achieving this end. Among the many books in his library, Ashurbanipal included works of literature such as the Tale of Gilgamesh or the story of Etana, because he realized that literature articulates not just the story of a certain people, but of all people. And this embraces an old Chinese proverb: tell me and I forget, show me and I remember, involve me and I understand. Putting pen or pencil to paper, or as they did in the old days, a rock, stimulates the brain like nothing else, even in this age of emails, texts, and tweets. In fact, it's not just normal handwriting which powers up your memory. Learning to write in cursive is shown to improve brain development in the areas of thinking, language, and working memory. Cursive handwriting stimulates brain synapses and synchronicity between the left and right hemispheres of your brain, something absent from printing and typing. The College Board found that students who wrote in cursive for the essay portion of the SAT scored slightly higher than those who printed. As a result, the physical act of writing in cursive leads to increased comprehension and participation. Interestingly, a few years ago, the College Board found that students who wrote in cursive for the essay portion scored slightly higher than people who typed out notes in advance. And experts believe this is because the speed and efficiency of writing in cursive allowed the students to focus on the content of their essays. Science comes to our aid once again by showing how handwriting improves memory. And it involves a piece of our brain which works like a guided missile system. In the guided missile system, you choose a target, and the missile locks onto the target and ignores everything else. It turns out our brains have something similar. There's a science behind handwriting, both regular text and cursive, and the power it has on our brain and memory. It turns out handwriting is more effective thanks to our brain's command center, called the Reticular Activating System, RAS. The RAS is a productive network of cells that connects our cortex to our brainstem. Because this system is responsible for attention, alertness, and motivation, it does best when it's engaged through multiple senses and physical movement. In fact, another study at the University of Austin, Texas, found that writing just a few sentences in a daily journal strengthens T lymphocytes, an important category of immune cells. Now, why am I telling you about the health benefits of handwriting? Because handwriting engages multiple areas of the brain, and this helps you memorize and learn tasks better. Studies have also taken this a step further to demonstrate that cursive writing improves memory and makes us smarter. For school children, learning cursive allows the brain to develop functional specialization that integrates sensation, movement control, and thinking. When you're handwriting, something magical happens where you'll never find this when you type on a computer. And this is why if the power goes out at your house, or you turn off your computer, or you don't have your laptop, you'll be forced to handwrite notes, journal entries, and thoughts. And this makes you retain information more. When you handwrite, your hand-brain connection has a focus. Everything else gets filtered out. And the reticular activating system helps with that. The RAS is a bundle of nerves at our brainstem. It filters out unnecessary info, so only the important stuff gets through. Your RAS takes what you focus on. In this case, ACT and SAT, notes and formulas and cheat sheets, and it creates a filter for it. The RAS determines what we notice and what we don't notice. So when you're deep in thought handwriting out notes for the ACT or SAT exam, nothing else gets through. Your brain, like the guided missile system, is locked on to the concepts that you're handwriting out on paper. The RAS works like a laser-guided missile system in pursuit of a target, and your target is increased comprehension of the ACT and SAT concepts. When we do decide to focus on what's most important, our brains are hardwired to go after it. In other words, we see and we find what we're looking for. You need more evidence? How about the Journal of Education Psychology? Taking organized notes presumably involves deeper and more thorough processing of the lecture information, whereas transcribing requires only a shallow encoding of the information. Research from psychology Professor Karen James of Indiana University evaluated children who hadn't yet learned to read or write. This was published in Trends in Neuroscience and Education. Now, her study engaged children by asking them to reproduce a single letter by typing it, drawing it on plain paper, or tracing it over on a dotted outline. Next, the researchers put the children in a functional MRI brain scanner and had them study the image again. While reviewing the image, scans showed that kids who drew the letters activated 3 distinct areas of their brains. But the children who just traced or typed the letter did not experience the same effect. The study demonstrates the learning benefits of physically writing letters. James notes, especially, the gains come from engaging the brain's motor pathways. And all of this, by the way, is brought to you by the science of haptics, which we mentioned earlier. Haptics is any form of interaction involving touch. Haptics is the science and technology of transmitting and understanding information through touch. Handwriting removes distractions versus you typing on the computer where the internet and social media and endless distractions are just a click away. Handwriting lights up different areas and different circuits of the brain. And as we said before, brain imaging studies using fMRI machines show that specific hand movements involved in handwriting support the visual recognition of letters. And this is why my daughter, as well as you, when you write out ACT and SAT notes, recall the information more when you put pencil or pen to paper. So let's take the theoretical and the science that we just covered and turn this into functional practice for exam prep. To sharpen your mind, make handwriting a daily routine by doing the following. Step 1, journal. Keep a daily journal. If nothing more, write at least one sentence in it per day. You can write about what you learned, what you felt, what experiences you went through. It doesn't matter if it's mundane or boring. Write it down with pencil or pen on a piece of paper. Number 2, jot. During the day, write down what you need to remember as soon as it comes to your mind. You don't even need complete sentences. Jot down keywords, times, sights, colors, pictures, images, anything that pops in your brain that you want to remember. Number 3, note. Rather than pull out your phone and type, why not carry a stack of sticky notes or 3x5 index cards around and write on them? Hand them out to coworkers and family and friends if they want to help remember things more. 4, just write. That's it, just write. You'll enjoy handwriting more if you enjoy what you're writing with. Find a favorite pen or paper to make your handwriting experience more rewarding. And here's a bonus tip that I learned in the last year, which has helped me in just about every aspect of my life: memory, marketing, programming, everything. Every 5th or 10th line or note card or sticky note you write on, move the pen or pencil over to your weak hand. By using your weak hand to write, you got to engage and think even more, including using more areas of your brain. I can't stress this enough. Try to write with your opposite hand once every 10 lines or notes. It will change your memory. It will change your life. Now, it's amazing how something so simple, so ancient as the pencil or pen can sharpen your memory. And I'd like to help you sharpen your memory even more. To focus your writing, like the guided missile system we talked about in this episode, I put together a collection of ACT and SAT notes. And if you get these notes, you can handwrite these out and you'll retain more of what matters on the ACT and SAT. And by handwriting these notes out, you'll ignore the things that don't matter. These notes have been concentrated to highlight the important topics on ACT and SAT. And you can have them for just $1. Now you'll find this special offer at cpcshow.com. That's cpcshow.com. So once again, I want to thank you for listening, and I will see you next week.
That's all for this episode of College Prep Confidential. To discover how to give your student a better future by increasing financial aid, improving test scores, and reducing stress, visit our website at cpcshow.com. That's cpcshow.com.